You should have brought some snacks, motherfuckers. So if you know that that's a character flaw in you, and mostly for the men, you got to be careful, even with me, okay? Because when I'm showing examples, yes, I'm showing you precision. Yes, I'm showing you logic that I've already taught you to inspire you to work towards that. I'm throwing the number of what the results would be in the faces of all these people out there that talk shit, okay? And they try to do 50 different trades over leveraging, and that's supposed to convince you that they're a good trader. That's gambling. And if you're blowing your account, going maximum loss several times in the same week, and you're deleting those live streams, that communicates fraud. So when I sit down and I go through the logic of really watching real-time data, and I'm live execution, these are being pushed real time. There's no way of faking that. There's no way for me to hide the fact that I'm annotating the chart. I'm typing it out. Those things prove proof of concept in theory. And if these things weren't so, you all would see that. Period. End of story. So you don't want to be falling victim to any of the bullshit that's online, and you don't want to take the wrong message from what I'm teaching or from my examples. Look at the precision elements, the things that are repeat. Even if you don't understand why I'm doing the trade, I guarantee if you go through, look at your chart and see where I was going in at and study what you've learned thus far on my YouTube channel, you're going to see the breakers. Okay, when I went up into that, my second entry, the very second entry where I did a partial, that is the model 2022 entry, but it's also a bearish breaker. There were so many things, in confluence right there for me to trust that. And some of you in my private group have said, look, wow, you were like using a 1-point stop loss. I wasn't worrying about it being a 1-point stop loss. I was just using the logic that I teach. My stop was above consequent encroachment of what you know as a student of mine, and it had already went up into the fair value gap. And it's just returning back to the bottom of the highest up close candle, which is a bearish order block, but it's also inside the range of a bearish breaker. All those things are in that 1-minute chart. Go back and look at it. It's there. And when it's that strong, and that's when it's so overwhelming, it's easy to take those types of setups. But now if you compare that with saying, okay, this looks like it might be a shift in market structure. I'm not really certain. And there's 2 fair value gaps in here. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just take one of them. I'm going to take the first one. And I'll use what ICT said. It might go up there and trade into the other one. And I'll just put my stop loss above that. And then it goes up and hits it, knocks it out. And you're going to come away with what? This shit don't work. No, it will work. But you have to have more than one reason to do it. We have to have statistical probability in our favor. What is that? It's not contrived. It's multiple factors that algorithmically lend well to a low resistance liquidity run. It's a whole lot of mumbo jumbo, I know, but basically it means this. The market goes to liquidity, whether it be buy stops or sell side liquidity, or it goes back up to an inefficiency, one or the other. That's all it's going to do. That is the initial stages of a market setup. You have to have one of those things. If you don't have either one of them, you have no fucking trade. It's that simple. You have to have one or the other. It's not going to do something different. It's not going to pull a hat trick out and say, watch this shit. I'm going to do something new for you. No, it's one of those two things. And your model best suits you to pick one or the other. Are you going to trade fair value gap or imbalance? Or are you going to trade runs on liquidity? Turtle soup type ideas. Okay. Or you may have a hybrid. You require the stop run, like the 2022 model. It does that first, then a shift in market structure, then you go to the imbalance. It makes it easy, doesn't it? Oh, it makes sense when you say it like that. I see. No fucking shit. That's what I said during the whole lessons in 41 videos, spread out across a whole lot of rants that you bitch about. It's always there. You just don't pay attention to it because you're coming into the lessons or the lectures listening for your choice delivery, your little thing that you want to have your itch scratched on. No, you're not going to do well in 2023 like that. You got to come in with an open notebook, clear your mind, have no expectations except to learn. If you do that, you won't fall victim to the bullshit. You will be able to glean from the dean of price action. And I'm telling you, you will be better. This time next year, you will have skill sets that you never thought you were going to have. But it has to be built upon like working out. You know, nobody likes that first workout. It sucks. You get sore, and then you don't want to do it the next day you're supposed to work out. But that's when you're supposed to do it. That's how you got to tear shit up. Okay. And what is that? You're going to be breaking up your preconceived notions about what you think trading is and how you're going to do it. Because every single one of you are going to come in here invariably with the expectation of this is the way you're going to do it. Like it's habit your way mentorships. And I have had so many entitlement minded individuals come to me and I've kicked their asses out, either by pressuring them through the same process that everybody else goes through and they can't take it, or I literally one on one tell them, this is where you're fucking up. You keep doing these same things and you have to attack that. That's your root problem. And when they fix that, suddenly they're a good student. They can learn. Oh, you just don't want to take the responsibility for not being a good teacher. No, I know where my limitations are, but I also know and I can identify someone that's not prepared to learn. And if you go into 2023 with these ideas that, you know, this is the only thing you need and you're going to figure it out, bullshit. That's bullshit right there. There's so many things you don't even discover about yourself yet that it's going to be an impediment. You don't know you yet. That's the defining moment for every trader, knowing where the fuck up resides inside of you, because all of us have it. I have it. You have it. You may not want to agree or even identify it yet, but it's there. That's the gambler. There's three people in us. Okay. The analyst, the person, that's your conscience, really. Okay. In the average daily life, it's your conscience. You know damn well you shouldn't be doing certain things. And when you hear that internal voice say, don't do that, you know, if you do that, this shit's going to come back and bite you in the ass. But you don't listen to it and you just do it, right? Then what happens? You got repercussions, you have consequences. So you want to listen to the conscience. Now, what's the conscience in a trader? That's the analyst. That's the person that has sound logic. These are the rules, you have to stick to them. Okay. The trader is the individual inside you that trusts the analyst, that the analyst's logic is the right way of doing it. And then what are the rules? I only engage on these time frames, on this logic, using the insight from the analyst because I trust the analyst. And then you have Rodney Dangerfield, okay? The gambler in all of us, the person that just says, you know what? I haven't been respected enough today. I got to go out here and lose some fucking money. I got to be recognized. I got to go out here and do something today to put myself on the map. I got to go out here and do max daily loss in my dormant account. Okay, you got to be a gambler. That gambler shit doesn't make a career. It ends them. It defers real growth and learning, and it causes mental anguish that literally can bend and warp you. And in the weakest of minds can cause you to make poor choices about being on this spinning rock. Yes, it can happen. I know people that aren't here anymore, and you don't want to have these markets have that much control and empowerment over you. You're here to master yourself. You're not mastering the markets. I'm not a master of the markets. I'm not a king. I'm not a goat. Okay. I'm not the greatest of all times. I am ICT. I'm the inner circle trader, and I know what I know. That's it. That's it. That's all I claim. I claim that I understand the market delivery better than any other medium or approach to trading or analysis concepts. And I think if anybody spends enough time with me, that's pretty much a given. You don't have to like me as the person. And I promise you, you only got to spend one more year with me. If you don't know what you're doing yet, and you don't like me as a person, you don't like my disposition or whatever, that's fine. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here for friends. I'm here to have a clean conscience and know that I have done everything I promised I would do if I was gifted with this, and I have been gifted. I've been in places, rubbed shoulders with people you'll never meet, and look at what I'm able to do. That's a testimony to that. You don't have to believe that now. When you start doing it yourself, then you're going to start thinking, Where the hell did this really come from? Yeah, that's when it gets really interesting. Yep. You'll be talking to yourself in the car, having conversations about shit that you didn't think about right now. Yep. It's going to happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. You probably already do. Like, what the hell? Yeah. But this year coming is going to be a big growth spurt for some of you. And guess what it's like when you have a growth spurt? It's painful. It's going to challenge a lot of your views about who you are as a person. You're going to realize that you have certain weaknesses that you're going to have to contend with. And there's no reason to be fearful of that. That's necessary. That's all necessary learning. And that's the stuff that's not in books. Even Mark Douglas's book, that's kind of like considered the Bible of trade psychology. It's not. It's a good book. I'm not beating it down, but there's certain topics that only people that have been doing this for a long time are really equipped to be talking about. I'm not saying he wasn't equipped to do it. I just think he sugarcoats a lot of bullshit. And I like the fact that, you know, when I listen to live streamers and they go through experiences and through drawdown and such, and I think that that's the real meat. Because I don't give a shit how they go into their markets and how they trade. That doesn't impress me. I'm not interested because as far as I'm concerned, everybody else is flawed. I'm interested in how they engage as a trader because I'm watching their internal dialogue, whether they realize they're projecting it or not. They are. And you can tell a bullshitter too. When you watch these live streamers, there's a new one I just started watching. And he's a talker, but he's a funded trader. And my opinion's still loosely held right now. I think that I'll reserve my opinion until later on.